A lot of the times when I'm making videos, I need to shoot from above. I need an overhead camera rig. I researched it. I saw a lot of really cool designs out there, but a lot of them are meant to be in one spot. They're not meant to be moved around. I really needed one that was portable, that I can move either from my studio at home to the studio at school and use in both places, or maybe wherever I am. I also needed one that could raise up and down, so I could shoot overhead on top of the potter's wheel or at a table level. So I needed to go up and down. And there's not a whole lot of options out there for things to purchase, but I did find a really cool tripod that had an arm coming off of the top of the tripod, but it was really expensive. Another consideration, of course, is budget. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. The tripod I saw on Amazon was, I think, almost $150, which is way too much for me. So I'm gonna build my own. I'm gonna use this piece of square tube. It's 1-inch square tube. And you can see it's got a pretty big warp to it because I was practicing my welding arc shots, and it does have a pretty big warp in it. But hey, it's scrap and I can use it for free. I did purchase a ball head. So this is about a $25 ball head. There's a bazillion of these. I think they're all the same. They under different names on Amazon. This is a ball head. My plan is to mount this on the end of the ball head and then weld a flat piece of steel right here and tap it to fit on top of the tripod so I can raise it, lower it, use it on the table, use it in many environments, and not spend a lot of money on it, because the only money I spent is this for the ball. Meow meow. I've ground down all my metal, and what I'm getting ready to do now is just go ahead and weld it up. But I'm going to measure this, and I'm going to put this plate, this is the plate that's going to attach to the tripod mount. Again, I made it just a little bit wider, so it's a little bit more like the back of a camera or the camera body, and it's going to be a little bit more stable on the tripod mount. That's really the only reason why I'm doing this. I want to have something substantial to attach the camel tripod. But I'm going to mount this in the middle of the 1-inch tube. And the reason why, you might be thinking, why are you going to have metal sticking off of one end? Well, I'm going to use that as a counterbalance for the camera. So, and I'm probably even going to weld something like a little hook or something on there so I can attach a water bottle to it to counterbalance the camera. If I didn't have that, the tripod would be really tippy and it could tip over, and of course I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to mount it right in the middle, and then I'm going to put 2 taps on it so I can adjust the balance or adjust the cantilever a little bit if I want. But let's see, so all the metal's clean, and so it should weld up real nice. It's really windy outside, and it's air show weekend, so the Blue Angels are flying overhead, so it's really loud outside. And I won't be able to use the MIG welder outside because it'll blow off the shielding gas. So I'm going to weld inside, so hopefully I can still get some good shots of that, even though it's kind of tight in my studio. Right, this piece is all tacked in, and we'll run a weld right here. I'm not going to put too long of a bead. I'm just going to put a long enough bead to hold it, but I don't want to heat up the metal too much and warp it any more than it already is. So I'm going to do a little stitch weld there, inch, skip an inch, and another inch. For equipment today, I'm running my Hobart Handler 140. Great little machine. I picked it up off of Craigslist for not too much money used. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. And I'm running, my settings are 3 for the voltage. Wire speed somewhere around 37. I found that works really good for this 16 gauge square tube. Hear the Blue Angels? Right over the top. Go out there and watch them a little bit. They're awesome. Just went to the store and I picked up 3 of these 3/8 by 1 inch hex bolts, and I'm going to use this. That's the same size that goes in the end of the ball head. So I'm going to weld one of them here to the end of it, so I can have the ball head this way. This ball head does have a pretty good range of motion to it. Additionally, I'm going to weld one on the end like this, so I can have the ball head like this mounted there too. And on the other side, I'm going to weld an additional one. This is for the counterbalance, so I can counterbalance a water bottle from that, and using a piece of paracord to counterbalance to the camera. The only thing now to do is to tap it, drill it, clean it up, and paint it. Overall, I'm pleased with this project, and the shot you're seeing right now actually comes from the overhead camera rig. But there's 2 big things that I learned. Number 1, the tube that I used did not need to be that long. It sticks way out from the tripod, which is just completely unnecessary. I didn't need that much room. I probably could have gotten away with half that much. So I'm going to go back and weld another plate onto it, and I might shorten up the backside after I try it. The second thing is it absolutely needs a counterbalance. I already have it on there, I already made it, but I'm just going to show you how I did it. So I'm going to use a water bottle, and the reason why I'm using a water bottle is because you can always find a water bottle no matter where you are, especially at a school like where I work. And you can pour out more water if you need less weight, and you can put more water in if you need more weight, or you could even add a second water bottle. To attach the water bottle to the camera rig, I'm going to use what's called a perfection loop. It's a fly fishing knot. To make the perfection loop, I'm going to take the line and I'm going to loop it behind itself. Okay, and I'm going to take the tag in here. I'm going to wrap it around my thumb, and then I'm going to take it one more time and wrap it between the 2 loops. Take the top loop, pull it through the bottom loop, and you're left with what's called the perfection loop. And the way this works is you're going to feed it through itself, and then this is going to go around the water bottle neck, and with gravity it'll just pull really tight and it holds. I have one right on here right now. It's working great. So that, again, the gravity will just pull that tight and it'll hang from the tripod. Here's the finished product with the water bottle hanging down. Now, I have a heavier duty tripod and you don't need the counterbalance for it, but it's nice for this lightweight tripod. With this ball head and the 2 screws to hold the ball head, you can get, and the motion of the tripod, you can really get any angle you'll need, including over the top of a wheel, over the top of a table. You can set it on the table. It really, 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 really works good, and I'm so happy I made this. And I've been using it for a whole week now, and I just love it. In addition to the ball head on the camera rig, I also put a mini ball head on my microphone. This is a shotgun mic, and it's directional. And this allows me to have the camera in any position and point the microphone at me so you can hear me when I'm speaking. And it's a definite must. It sounds awesome. Hopefully you really enjoyed this build. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for me to make it better, please leave those in the comments below. I almost always make 2 of whatever I make because I learn from my mistakes in the first one. So I'd love to hear your input, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.